A humble beginning. The Maid of Domremy, the Maid of Domremy. Joan of Arc was born a peasant girl in Domremy, France. Life was hard in the small village, times were dangerous. England and France were at war. Joan worked in the fields, she helped her family, she was a devout girl, she prayed often. At the age of 13, Joan's life changed forever. She began to hear voices. These voices, she claimed, were from God. They spoke to her, they gave her a mission. Joan was to save France. She was to drive out the English. It was a daunting task for a young girl. Joan was determined, she was full of faith. She believed in her mission. She traveled to Vaucouleurs. She sought out Robert de Baudricourt. He was a French captain. Joan told him her story. Robert de Baudricourt was skeptical. He tested Joan. He questioned her closely. He could not deny her conviction. Joan's faith was unshakable. Her determination was clear. Divine guidance, the voices of saints. Joan of Arc's story was extraordinary. She claimed divine guidance. She said saints spoke to her. These were not just any saints. They were Saint Michael, Saint Catherine, and Saint Margaret. They appeared to her in visions. They guided her. The saints instructed Joan. They told her to meet the Dauphin. He was the uncrowned king of France. The Dauphin was Charles VII. He was weak and indecisive. France needed a strong leader. Joan was determined to convince Charles of his destiny. Joan's faith was strong. Her conviction was powerful. She traveled to Chinon. She met with Charles VII. He tested her. He disguised himself to see if she was truly guided by God. Joan saw through the deception. She recognized Charles instantly. Joan's unwavering belief made an impact. The court was astonished. Charles was impressed. He agreed to let Joan help him. He gave her an army. He gave her armor. Joan was ready to fight for France. Leading the charge, victories and valor. Joan of Arc, the peasant girl, became a warrior. She rode into battle, she wore armor, she carried a banner, she never killed in battle. Her presence inspired the French troops. They were losing the war. They needed hope. Joan gave them that hope. Joan led the French army. They fought bravely. They won a stunning victory at Orléans. It was a turning point in the war. The English were demoralized. The French were invigorated. Joan became a national heroine. She was known as the Maid of Orléans. Victory followed victory. Joan led the French army to more success. She liberated Troyes. She opened the way to Reims. There, Charles VII was finally crowned king. Joan stood by his side. Her mission was nearing completion. The tide had turned. France was winning. Joan had played a key role. She had united the French people. She had inspired them to fight. She had shown incredible bravery. She was a true leader. A martyr's fate, trial and triumph. Joan of Arc's success was short-lived. The English captured her. They put her on trial. They accused her of heresy and witchcraft. The trial was a sham. The English wanted to discredit Joan. They wanted to break her spirit. Joan faced her accusers with courage. She defended herself. She insisted that her voices were from God. She refused to deny her faith. She remained defiant. The trial lasted for months. In the end, Joan was condemned. She was burned at the stake in Rouen on the 30th of May, 1431. She was only 19 years old. She died a martyr for her faith and her country. Even in death, Joan remained a symbol of courage. Joan of Arc's story did not end with her death. She became a legend. She was declared innocent by the Catholic Church in 1456. She was canonized as a saint in 1920. Today, Joan of Arc is a national heroine of France. She is a symbol of faith, courage, and determination. Her story continues to inspire people all over the world.